Hey guys, what is up? My name is Landon and welcome to the Jersey Zone. Today I have a Flames jersey on because we are going to be looking at some jersey hot takes. Now these all come from the Hockey Jersey subreddit. They have a monthly hot take thread, so I'm just going to be looking at those as of right now, but in the future, if you guys do like this type of content, I could do another one where I ask you guys as well for your guys' hot takes. I'd probably ask on my Discord and my YouTube community page, probably my Instagram as well, so if that does interest you guys and you want that to happen, let me know, show some support on this video by leaving a like, subscribing, all of that good stuff. All right, let's take a look at our first comment here. So this comes from Realistic Scheme 28, and they say that the NHL always needs a 3+1 rule for jerseys, home, away, alternate, all decided by the team, +1 for a league-wide jersey program, and I am 100% on board with this. I would love to see this because obviously as a jersey collector, I love when there's more jerseys. I know some people don't like how many jerseys there are nowadays. They prefer like the older days where it was basically just the home and away, and I mean some teams do have a lot of jerseys. I'm pretty sure the Hurricanes had like 6 in the rotation this season. Like it was a lot, and that is completely fair, but I like when there's more jerseys. And I mean, why wouldn't I? Because the more jerseys that you have, you're going to have a lot more creativity. Well, hopefully at least a lot more creativity and a lot more interesting designs. Now, with those alternate jerseys, I believe over half the league does have an alternate jersey. I think it's 11 teams that don't have it, so, you know, you're not going to get too many more jerseys, but where you will see a lot more jerseys is if they do another league-wide program, like those reverse retros. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of Adidas. I really don't like a lot of the stuff that they did, but I will say they knocked it out of the park with those reverse retros. I think they did a fantastic job, both with the 1.0 series and that 2.0, and it's really one of the few reasons why I'm sad that they're leaving after the 2023-2024 season, and I really hope when the new manufacturer takes over, they do another league-wide jersey program, not another reverse retro. I feel like they've kind of exhausted that at this point, but you know, maybe some city jerseys or something along those lines, and I don't think they would do it right away when they first get into the league, but maybe by year 2 or 3, they would probably start doing that. At least that is my hope, but I definitely wouldn't want them to do that every single year. I think, you know, maybe every single 2 or 3 years would be a little bit better. I think a new jersey program for every single team every single year would be a lot. It would be way too much in my opinion, but you know, every 2 or 3 years, I think it would still be pretty neat at that point, and I feel like it's a no-brainer because it's kind of good for everyone. It's good for fans because they get cool designs of their favorite team. It's good for jersey collectors because you get a ton more jerseys, and also it's good for the teams because they sell extremely well. Both reverse retro series sold quite well, at least as far as I know. I mean, definitely fans really like those series a lot, so I would be very shocked if they don't bring back another league-wide jersey program when the new manufacturer takes over at some point. Our next comment here comes from Amarano26. I probably mispronounced that, but they say that the original 6 teams shouldn't be untouchable. The Rangers in particular, because they're my team. The name across the chest is so boring with no utilization of their actual logo, and I am 100% on board with this. If you guys know me, I've talked about it a ton on this channel, but I hate word marks, so especially with that Rangers jersey, I am really not a huge fan of it at all. But looking at the original 6 as a whole, there are a few teams in there that have barely made any changes to their jersey designs like throughout their history, and people kind of excuse that by saying, you know, they're classic jerseys, you don't need to change them. But to me, they're not really classic, they just feel boring. Like, especially looking at Detroit, Montreal, and the Rangers, those are the teams that I'm talking about where they've barely touched their jerseys. They've made very small changes to them throughout their years, but basically since the 50s, they have kept the exact same jersey design. For me, that is so boring, and I just really don't like it at all. With the Red Wings and the Canadiens, you obviously don't need to change their logos, but I would like to see the overall design of their jerseys, you know, the striping and everything like that. That is what I would like to see change. Mix it up a little bit, do something special, do something a little bit different. And then with the Rangers side, honestly, I like their design of their jerseys. I would just like to see an actual logo on the front of their jersey like they had in the late 70s there with the Shield logo on the front. That's what I would like because I've always really liked that logo for the Rangers, and they've only used it very briefly with their actual jersey history, so I would like to see that come and be a full-time home and away jersey, or a home and away logo, I should say, on their jerseys. With the rest of the original 6, I feel like they have done a little bit of a better job keeping their jerseys a little bit more fresh. The only one that I really would say hasn't quite done that is the Chicago Blackhawks. They have changed the logo quite a bit in their history, although sometimes it's been out of necessity because some of those older Blackhawks logos, like those old ones, are really not that great, like from the 20s, not very good, but since the 50s, they have kept basically the exact same design and changed changed the logo up a little bit, so they're probably the only team that's kind of lacking, I would say, in that department. With the Toronto Maple Leafs, I feel like they've done a very good job with their jersey history. You know, they've changed the design up quite a bit, and they just recently obviously changed their logo in 2017 as well. But with that 2017 jersey that they are now wearing as their home and away, you know, that is quite similar to their older jerseys, but just with a little bit of a modern take on it, and I like that aspect a lot. You know, it still makes the jersey feel a little bit classic, kind of old school, but still new at the exact same time. So I feel like they've done a very good job just throughout their history, you know, making new jerseys and everything like that. And even though I don't like really love the Toronto Maple Leaf jersey history, like even as a Leaf fan, I don't think they've had an amazing looking jersey, to be completely honest, but they have had a decent amount of really good jerseys in my mind. So I feel like they've done a very good job. With the Boston Bruins, however, I think they are the team that's really come out best with their jersey history out of the original six. I think they've done a great job at keeping their jerseys feeling really classic, but also changing them out quite a bit, making new designs, everything like that. Like even their current jerseys right now, I think they're fantastic. They look so good. Definitely out of all the original six teams, I would say Boston's jersey history is the best, but yeah, I definitely would like to see a change to those Detroit, Montreal, and Rangers jerseys. Our next comments come from Full Plastic Trees. They have two comments that I want to take a look at. Their first one here is they say, I absolutely hate the Tampa Bay Lightning Reverse Retro 2.0 jersey. It screams graphic design is my passion. And it definitely does, but that's why I like it. You know, I like it because it is such a stupid looking jersey. I mean, if you look around me, those are the jerseys that I love. I love the ones that are ugly, you know, they don't look very good, but they're just so stupid and so weird, and that's what I like about them. With that Tampa Bay Reverse Retro 2.0 jersey, you know, it's definitely dumb. Those lightning bolts on the sleeves, the raindrops on the front, the wave at the bottom, it's also stupid. It does not look good. It feels very 90s and like just someone screwing around in like Photoshop or whatever, but that's why I like it. I just think it's so funny that it was actually made as a jersey like originally back in the 90s there, and I like that so much, so that's why I like that jersey, just because it's very dumb. Their next comment though is definitely the hottest take out of all of these ones here. They say they prefer the current Ducks logo over the Mighty Ducks logo. Now for me personally, I don't agree with that. I'm definitely not on their side on that one there, because I am a very nostalgic person. I definitely love those older school kind of types of jerseys, definitely from the 90s and definitely from when I was growing up, so I do prefer the Mighty Duck logo over the current Duck, like many people do. However, that being said, I do think the current Duck logo gets a lot more hate than it really should. It's a little bit clever in its design because it is a duck's foot, that web duck foot, but it's also a D as well for duck, so it kind of works in both ways there. But another reason why I think most people don't really like the current Ducks logo is because of the jerseys the logo is on. They're not very good looking jerseys. I don't think they're designed that well, to be completely honest, so I feel like with that combination of not great looking jerseys and also it coming after the Mighty Duck jersey, or the Mighty Duck logo I should say, you know, that's why I think so many people really don't like that current Ducks logo. I think if this was the original logo and it had actually good looking jerseys, like the rest of the jersey looked pretty good, I think most people would actually like this logo, but with all of that coming together, I think that's why it's so hated. So I do think the current Ducks logo gets a lot more hate than it really should, but that being said, I still would like the original Mighty Duck logo to come back. I definitely prefer it a lot more over that current one. Our next comment here comes from Maple Moose 18. They say that lots of jersey fouls are actually really cool and people get annoyed and point them out are losers. Now, that goes a little bit too far for me. I wouldn't call them losers, but I definitely do agree that people shouldn't care about jersey fouls on other people's jerseys. Now, for myself personally, I care about jersey fouls on my jerseys, meaning that, you know, if I wanted a Toronto Maple Leafs Ryan O'Reilly jersey, I would need to make sure that it is in a prime green jersey and not just any Adidas like an Aero Ready or a Climalite. Like, I would need to make sure that it is a prime green because that is the only version of an Adidas jersey that he wore. So I know that is pretty extreme, but when it comes to jersey fouls on other people's jerseys, it does not bother me at all. Like, I saw a lot of people get old school players on their reverse retro jerseys. Like, I saw a Calgary Flames reverse retro jersey that had a Ginla on the back, and it's like, well, it's not my money, it's not my jersey, so I really don't care. The only time that I would maybe caution doing that is if you plan on reselling the jersey at some point, because at least in my opinion, it does hurt that resale value. But if you don't plan on selling it at any point, or at least any point soon, then go for it. put whoever you want on the back of the jersey. It really does not matter. It shouldn't affect anybody else because it's your money, it's your jersey. Who really cares? Now, I wouldn't say that they are really cool, like Maple Moose said in the comment here. I don't think that jersey fouls are really cool, but they're fine and they're not a big deal, and people really shouldn't complain about them. And our last comment here comes from Finnegan7921. They say that the Fisherman jersey needs to come back as a third jersey and not the Weak Sauce reverse retro version, full on teal / bright orange and wavy everything, lighthouse patches and all. And I am 100% with them. I love that old school Fisherman jersey. I think it is just a ton of fun, and with that new reverse retro, when I first heard that they were going back to the Fisherman, I was so excited, but when I finally saw it, man, my disappointment was immeasurable and my day was ruined. They just absolutely sucked the life out of that jersey, and I don't mean just by taking away the teal and the wave pattern in the lighthouse patches, but I mean by just looking at the Fisherman himself. In its original jersey, he was orange, it looked like he had some life to him, but in that new reverse retro, he is great. It looks like he's dead, like it looks like he just died, and they're just like propping him up and using him as a little bit of a puppet, and that's what it looks like to me. So I just really don't like that new reverse retro. I think it looks absolutely awful. So I would love to see an exact throwback to that old school original Fisherman jersey. I would absolutely love that. And usually I don't like that. Usually I don't like when teams do exact throwbacks to old school jerseys, and I like when they change it up a little bit. Like for example, with Vancouver's new third jersey, they threw back to the skate jersey, but they changed it up, made it a little bit more modern. I like that a lot. I think that was pretty cool. But with the reverse retro, I feel like they just did such a disservice to that jersey. So legitimately, I would like to see an exact throwback to that jersey, and maybe it's just because I want that jersey in my collection and I need that jersey in my collection. So I think it would be nice for at least myself to have that jersey back, and I know a lot of at least Islanders fans aren't a huge fan of that jersey, which is completely fair, but yeah, for me, I would like to see it just because that jersey is so difficult to get, and because they messed up, at least in my opinion, so bad on that reverse retro as well. But those are all the hot takes that we have to look at today. Let me know what you guys think about some of them in the comments down below, and like I said, if you guys enjoyed this type of content and you want to give your guys' hot takes, I can definitely do another one of these where I look at your guys', so definitely let me know. Show some support on the video by liking, subscribing, joining my Discord as well, all of that good stuff. Also, make sure to follow me on my Instagram, my Twitter, and my TikTok. Links are all in the description down below. But like I said, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.